I'm way up higher than you.
It's okay.
Oh no. Do we need to put
No,
more
okay.
cushions under you? Now that we're live. Nice. Yes, we're live now.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
matching
fun.
chairs tonight, so I'm in this chair and I'm like up here.
And I'm reclining and lounging. And...
There you go. Well, but we're going to be all over the place anyway. Okay, we don't have our wine yet. Is it 10? Oh, it's 10!
Why is this not working?
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it is.
You
Yeah.
have to click on this. If you are tuning in, welcome to Tack Chat. Tack Chat is a bi-monthly live stream where we drink wine and we clean our tack and we chat about the topic of the day, which today is, do you believe in ghosts? Are ghosts real? Oh, hi, I'm Michelle.
I'm Adriana.
All right, let me get in the chat. All right, so first things first, if you're new to the chat, if you have not been here and joined us for our live streams before, the first couple of minutes we've been saying hi to people in the chat, like, oh, Hannah's here, hey, and we're pouring our wine and we're, chit-chatting and having our business. Adjusting all of our business. Well, sometimes you have to adjust things. Things need adjusting. It's important.
I lost, I think I told you this earlier, I lost one of I had magnetic lashes. And I loved them, and they were so cute.
Like, did you lose one when you were wearing it?
Yes.
Or
I was on the carriage, to be fair.
Okay.
And I had to do the wedding.
Oh, Rob and Zabel are here. Hey.
Only one.
Only one eyelash. Why did you just take the other one off?
Because then I didn't.
Because I guess if you're on a carriage and you're just looking at him from this way, maybe it looks like you. I don't know.
No, I was looking at it from the other way.
Oh, no.
And it was the one.
You are a mess.
I just didn't want to take the eyeliner off too.
I know, because then this is why I can't wear false eyelashes. It's like it feels like I have something glued to my eye, which I literally do, but all day long I'm like,
they look so good though.
They do, and I see women wearing false lashes and I'm like, you're so beautiful. Like, what are you doing? And then I try to do it. I'm like, look, I'm going to do it. Everybody says it's so easy. And every single time I've got that one part coming up here. And then I'm like, this all day long. So I don't really look sexy.
Super sparkly tonight.
You are always super sparkly, and I love it. I've loved the evolution of the colors of your hair. Like,
you can't really see it in the...
Oh, do you want a little bit of the old stuff, or you want me to finish it off?
You can finish it off. Although you can, here we go. Yeah, you can see a pop of pink.
We have discovered we love cheap wine. Yeah. Yes, we love cheap wine. Usually we're drinking this $3 a bottle oak leaf wine that you get at Walmart, but lately we've been trying this Dark Horse because horses. And at first it tastes better, but after a week it changes flavor. You remember that?
Yes, we did.
We tasted it. And the oak leaf wine doesn't do that, but the Dark Horse wine, initially, the Dark Horse tastes a lot better than the oak leaf.
It's got a bouquet. A nose? No, a nose doesn't smell. I don't know. So. I'm just saying wine words.
We're on top like we know what we're doing. It's got a great nose with tones of...
Please do not stab you. Do you need me to do that? That is not how you...
I'm a grown-up. I just have to get this off the top, right? There is a way that you do it.
Yeah, you cut it around the top, around the side, so you don't stab yourself.
But we're in the South. Stabbing yourself is like a recreational activity. Okay, and now I have to. It's not even going in. Don't make fun of me. I am not a bartender. I'm a storyteller. Speaking of stories, tonight our topic. Shush. Tonight our topic is, do you believe in ghosts? We've got ghost stories. I have been telling ghost stories and doing ghost tours in Savannah since 2003, and Adriana about that long as well. And a couple of years, I'm a little older than you though. Yeah. That's why.
It was only 2000. I started in Plantation in February of 2002.
Okay. Oh, you were a little. I couldn't remember if you did it a couple years longer than me, or I did it longer than you. She's beat me. You heard it. Okay, give me your glass, ma'am. Your hand-painted wine glass from Cheval Noir Designs.
Studios.
I keep forgetting. It was designs for.
It was designed for a long time.
It was.
We changed it to Studios because
I can remember people's changed pronouns, but I can't remember that it's now Cheval Noir Studios. I'm terrible. I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend.
You gave me wine. You're not a bad friend.
Well, all right, fine. Yeah, see, it doesn't even, it smells like things happen to it. It smells like
it's seen some stuff.
Seen some things. This wine has seen some things. I don't.
It's been in your fridge, so.
I know.
I don't know what it's seen.
Can I pour it back in the empty bottle?
I think you need a funnel.
I don't need a funnel. Only a little dripping. Wait.
Only a little dripping. Literally that entire.
Oh, it's going through my skirt. Ah! Wait, I'm not wearing underpants. Hang on.
Remember that thing when you said you wanted Tack Chat to be like G-rated?
I know. Hannah's watching, and she's probably like, "These women are insane." Yes, I just poured wine into my crotch. We do. Don't.
Okay, you know the.
And we have
33, 66, and 99 does not apply that way.
I'm still going for it.
Oh my god. Oh, see, that's much better. Apparently, you just had to get some wine.
What?
I can't say that.
All right, now I'm going to drink the better stuff. It's the same thing, too. It's a Chardonnay. Okay. So we have the big question now. We've got people in the chat doing chat. That smells so much different. All right, what are y'all doing? How is everyone? Uh-oh, Rob's ready to fight.
He's always ready to fight.
I know. Rob, Zadel, don't.
Why is Rob and Zadel? Why are they fighting?
They're not. Rob's just saying, fight me.
Oh.
Oh, and to answer the title of the video, no, I don't believe in ghosts. There's one vote for no ghosts. What if ghosts believe in you? Uh-huh.
So, have you... That is kind of a line in one of my stories on Pub Crawl.
Yes.
At Molly's. Have you taken one?
Yes, but I have not gone to Molly's.
Okay, so I'll kind of paraphrase it. It's they're talking about this guy. Molly's was an apartment in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
I think it was.
This is Molly McPherson's,
yeah,
which is a bar in downtown Savannah.
And there was a ghost. Oh my goodness, I don't remember his name.
How dare you? You want to look it up in the book?
I don't think it's in the book.
Uh-oh.
By Charlie. The way, his name is Charlie.
Okay, hang on. I have to interrupt to show the condition of my boots this week. Anyone? Yeah. I think I did stalls.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to wear my riding boots doing stalls, but it was one of those days where, that happens. Okay, sorry. So there's Charlie at Molly.
Charlie at Molly's, when they were hiring one of the bartenders that used to be there, he went in, mixed some drinks, and they were like, "Oh my god, you're great, you're perfect, you're exactly what we need." Right. And this is just before they even opened, like after they'd been like renovating, and they'd heard about Charlie and they'd had experiences with Charlie. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "We just have to tell you, we've got a ghost here. His name is Charlie. He's kind of active, and we just don't want this to be a problem." And he was like, "Well, don't worry about it. I won't have a problem with Charlie. I won't have a problem with the unicorns and leprechauns either, because I don't believe in ghosts." And they were like, "Well, Charlie believes in you." So
cute. That's funny.
And Charlie did. And he did have problems with Charlie.
The question, let's ask the question, do you believe in ghosts? Personally, you.
I do, but I also believe that in Savannah, we never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Drum roll, I do not believe in ghosts. I make my living telling ghost stories and I don't believe in them. I do have some beliefs. I guess we can get into it when we talk about like different phenomena and different stories and things like that. Have I talked to you about infrasound before?
I don't know. I don't think
this
so.
This is one of the reasons. Here we go. If we want to know, one of the reasons I don't believe in ghosts, this is one of the things that I think when people say they're seeing or hearing ghosts, this is what it is. And y'all can Google it later after you've watched our live stream. Or on your phone, if you're watching this on TV or whatever, or on your laptop. Infrasound, INFRA sound. And those are sounds that are at a low enough frequency that you can't hear them, but your eardrums still register the sound wave. What infrasound does, and it's like 13 hertz, I think it's, or lower, it's like from 9 to 13 hertz or something like that, is the level. And if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize, but there's like a certain level where your ears register the sound vibration, but you cannot hear it. Now, what this infrasound does, it causes nausea, it causes you to have to like go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It causes fear and panic.
Yeah.
You just start fearing and panicking. It can even vibrate your eyeballs so hard that you can see ghostly shapes, black or white or gray shapes in the corners of your eye.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look, they're gone.
Yeah.
So what makes infrasound? Volcanoes, right before they explode. Earthquakes, right before they go. Tiger growls.
Tiger growls.
So these are things that as we evolved, those of us who evolved to have that fear when our eardrums register that sound are the ones who run and are saved from danger.
Yeah.
And the rest of us are eaten by tigers or whatever.
Yeah.
But this doesn't cover all ghostly or spiritual phenomenon, obviously, but it covers a lot. Do you know what else makes infrasound? Faulty boilers, old plumbing pipes. Where do we know? Like we're like literally in an entire city built on structures that can produce infrasound.
Yeah.
Like infrasound can be produced by swamp gas. We're also built on a freaking swamp. So I think that's what explains quite a lot of it for a lot of people. Now again, what I tell people on my tours is I'm not saying that there's no such thing as ghosts. I'm just saying that when something weird happens, my first thought is not, ooh, maybe a dead guy did it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, I will absolutely look for a scientific explanation or,
right.
You know, like, okay, you felt a cold chill. That's great. Were you standing next to the air vent? And, oh, yeah, okay, well.
I also don't call people out. Like, if people are on one of my tours and they really talk about believing, I'm not like, well, you're an idiot, you know?
Oh, no.
And none of my friends, again,
like, oh, that's totally an orb.
Anyone in the chat, if you're telling me you believe in ghosts, I'm not rolling my eyes at you or thinking that you're an idiot in any way. This is my belief, and I have reasons for my belief, just like everybody else has reasons for theirs.
I believe there are a lot of things that there is explanation for, but I also believe that there are some things that, like, all right, okay, I don't know. Like, yeah. I tell you, I had an experience in Moon River, and I am like the most.
Moon River Brewing Company, which is a bar in Savannah. Excuse me, for all the non-Savannah people who are joining the chat.
It was a hotel.
Right.
It was built as a hotel in 1821, and it took them like 10 years to try and restore it. When they decided to turn into a bar, or a brewery rather. Right. And they didn't because of hauntings. This is
a common trope in the Savannah ghost stories, is that the building was supposed to be restored, but crews would not continue working. I hear that a lot in the stories. Not that it's not true, but I'm like...
I had, you know, like, it was when I was getting pub crawls.
Right.
And it was one of those nights, it was back when we were allowed to go into Moon River after, like, we'd start our 9 o'clock tour at Molly's, and we could come by Moon River if we went during a certain time.
Okay, yeah,
this is before we had a ton of people.
Right.
Now, you know, that's not a thing. You can't do that. You know, after starting Moon River, you don't go back in.
Right.
And I had a 9 o'clock tour with like a bachelorette party, a wedding party, and a birthday party, and they'd all been drinking since noon. And like, not just like sipping drinks, like pounding shots. And so like, I get them up there and they scatter like cockroaches. And I'm like, oh God. Okay. And I'm like trying to get them back into the room to try and tell them my story. And I'm like, well, they just want to go bar hopping. I can do this. Cool.
Right.
So I'm like trying to get them downstairs.
Where you get the people that don't care about the tour. They just want to drink.
Like, that's fine. Like, cool. As long as everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. You paid your money. Have your experience.
Exactly. So, so I'm getting them downstairs, and it's like trying to herd cats. Like, I'd get one down there and like go get another one. That one would wander back to the back.
Right.
And I finally got them all downstairs, and I decided, like, all right, I'm going to do one final sweep up here to like make sure that I haven't, because like that's the phone call that I need in the morning. You left drunk in Moon River.
Oh my God.
You know? So I'm doing this final sweep, and I'm walking along, and I heard two men arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to break up a fight. Like, I'm two bachelorette, like two people from two different parties are like deciding to out-drunk each other, and I'm going to break a fight. And I'm going to course it. And so I like take off, and I run up to, I don't think you're supposed to go over there anymore, but it's like, so there's the two rooms here that you come up the stairs, into the one, and you can go into the other one, and the other side says, do not go past this point with the staircases and everything. Like,
yeah, you can't go in those, yeah.
Well, we used to be able to go into the other side as well.
But, cool.
Like where the manager's office is.
Right.
And so I run up, I was at the manager's office when I heard these guys, and I run up to the room to the right-hand side, that's basically just storage. And like, I go in there, and I'm like, eh. And voices just like stopped. And I was like, okay. And I'm like looking under stuff because I'm absolutely sure that somebody's pranking me at this point.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, who is doing this, and who is in on this? There's nobody up there. So unless the manager was arguing with himself on the other side of the door,
which is always possible.
Which is always
we drink in
That's
Savannah.
True. That's true.
I tell people, we don't get drunk in Savannah. We drink. Just 24 hours a day.
We don't get hungover.
No,
we get the Savannah
flu. Yeah. Gotta call in sick to work on Monday. My throat got that Savannah flu. Gotta have a Bloody Mary for breakfast.
I mean, maybe I had the Savannah flu this morning. I don't know what was going on.
Maybe.
Or I ate a bad avocado. I can't decide which.
Oh, hang on. Hannah's got to go eat dinner, charge your phone. Oh, bye, Hannah. Thanks for showing up here. And yes, super close to 1,000 subs. We're almost there. Did you see that? It's like 994. Sometimes I lose a subscriber during the live streams, though. I don't know what. Like, people show up and they're like, oh, this is what she's like. Wow, unsub.
All right. So we're delightful, first of all.
I know. Thank you.
Were you gonna do a giveaway or something?
Yes.
Or a contest or?
Well, I'm gonna be there before Halloween, and so like the day before Halloween, which are the Wednesdays right before Halloween, I think it's the 30th on the calendar there, is the 5th live stream. So it's not like the 1st and 3rd live streams of the month are a crafting live stream. The 2nd and 4th are Tack Chat. And if there's a 5th one, we do a bonus, and it's usually something extra. Like once I dyed my hair, like I set it up in the bathroom and dyed my hair. And then there was one time last Halloween, we did a mukbang with like Halloween treats. Yeah, that was fun. So if you want to come over for the Halloween one, we're going to do a bonus. It's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway and AMA and mukbang all together. We're going to have Halloween treats, and I'm going to have some stuff that we're going to do a giveaway. I haven't figured out the giveaway yet, but it's going to be one of the subscribers. It'll be one of you. And then we're also going to do like an AMA. I'll probably have to get a moderator for that, though, in case people get weird, because Liam may join us for that. And like, if people ask me weirdness, like right in front of my child, I might have to be like, okay, earmuffs. But I don't know. But people shouldn't be that. It's not that kind of AMA, y'all. All right, I have clean. Mm-hmm. Oh, honey. All right, I've cleaned off a belt, and I've got the soap up my boots. We have lost Hannah, but we've still got Rob. He's out there somewhere. And Zadel. Oh, I looked back up the chat, Zadel, if you're still listening. He said, I did not take the job in New York. Was that a farrier job that you were offered? Because he just graduated from farrier school. And Hannah was talking about a moonlit ride, like Friday night at her arena. They're doing like a moonlight ride. That sounds awesome. That sounds Halloween-y and fun.
We used to do nighttime rides back in Maryland. That was a lot of fun. We did a couple down here.
I've done a couple of nighttime rides. We're talking about ghosts and spirits and spooky stuff. Being out at Chimney Fields at night is scary because the whole property, it's like a 700 plus acre property of mostly wooded area. So the horse paddocks, when it's dark and it's nighttime, you can turn on the arena lights, but they only illuminate like partway through one of the paddocks, and everything else is in total darkness. So when you're walking out to get your horses, if they don't come to the gate in the light, you have to walk out into the beginning of a horror movie with like shapes moving, because there's deer and wild pigs and all kinds of stuff out there. So you're seeing like shapes moving around in the dark. You're like, please let that be my horse. Like, even I don't even believe in ghosts, but I mean, I believe in wild pigs and deer with sharp antlers.
Deer with sharp antlers.
Yes. Even though the deer out there are pretty tiny. They're little teeny deers. So anybody in the chat right now, I know we've lost Hannah, but do you believe in ghosts? I know Hannah said she didn't. And again, nobody's here to make fun of you if you believe or don't believe. I don't know. Maybe there will be somebody in the comments. Rob might make fun of someone. He seems like he might occasionally be that kind of guy.
I don't think he would make some fun of somebody for believing ghosts. I don't think he believes in ghosts.
Oh, yeah. You don't think he would get trolly? We'll see.
He might get trolly, but I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't think on this channel.
No, he has too much respect for my authority.
Now, if he were listening, if he were actually listening and watching this right now, he would say something, and we may have lost him.
We may. That's how we'll know we lose him, is if we like talk smack about him while he's gone. I guess I've had some strange phenomena happen to me over the years. Oh, I'll tell you guys. Okay, another reason I don't believe in ghosts, because of the human tendency to see faces in things and patterns in things. It's just part of our evolution as beings on this planet. If we are able to recognize patterns and faces in things, we're more likely to recognize threats as well as things that will help us. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is that's where superstition comes in. You start seeing patterns that aren't there. That is another, I feel like there are some ghost stories that have part of that element in it. That makes sense. And that could account for another part of the ghostly phenomena.
Well, that and the open containers.
Well, yes, the more you drink. Okay, now I want to tell you. I'll tell you. Have you heard my anti-ghost story?
The cigar?
Yes, the cigar smoking ghost one. I tell that on my ghost tours. So I will tell you guys now, anyone who takes a ghost tour in Savannah, a person, gosh, what should I call him? Because I don't want to name him on the live stream. I don't know. A friend of mine. I had two friends. They were a couple, and they lived in an apartment downtown Savannah. And one of them, I worked with the girlfriend. I worked with her mother, and I also worked with her boyfriend. We'll call him B. So B was the boyfriend, and I worked with him doing carriage tours. He was one of the people who trained me to be a tour guide. And so when I first got the job being a tour guide, the girlfriend, we'll call her A, A tells me, Michelle, you have got to tell the story of my apartment. It is totally haunted. And so my girl will tell me all about it. She says, it's a cigar smoking ghost. She tells me, she's like so proud of the research she's done. She says, I have spoken to every single person who lives and works in this entire building. Not a single one of them smokes. And yet every single day in different places throughout the building, I can very faintly smell cigar smoke. And she's like so proud of herself. And I'm like, okay. But what she didn't know was that her boyfriend, B, had a smoking habit. He would smoke cigars between tours when he had a break. And I'd catch him and he'd be like, don't you tell her about it. So I never did. They have since been married and they live in a gated community on the south side now. So they don't even live in this apartment anymore. But I still to this day hear A telling stories at parties, telling people, anyone who will listen, about the apartment she lived in downtown that was haunted by the cigar smoking ghost. And there are some people, my point in this story is that there are some people that want so badly to believe that they will accept literally anything as proof of the supernatural. Like, have you had it on a tour downtown where you're walking by and a street light flickers out and everyone's like, it's the ghost? I'm like, it's the electric company. Like, don't. A light flickers. You're like, stop.
Well, people will, especially with like phone cameras, they're like,
yeah.
These are orbs. These are like, it's dust.
Like dust
It's
or
pollen.
insects, dust, pollen, no-see-ums, the gnats and mosquitoes and stuff like
but
that.
I'm like,
yeah.
It's orbs.
Yes, orbs. It's totally
definitely
orbs.
orbs.
It's
Look, there's a
100% orbs. You're so funny. Marvel's here. Hey. Marvel, we are discussing tonight whether or not we believe in ghosts. And the consensus is Adriana does, but she's not one of those kooky people who like she's kooky, but not necessarily in a Ghostbuster kooky way. Like you don't follow them around with the little readers and talk about how everything's totally really for real, guys, or like everything's a ghost. Okay, Adriana's a believer and I'm not. Adriana's a believer and I'm not. All right, I need to oil.
I did used to come home from when I was working nights at the carriage company all the time.
Yes.
We'd come home and we didn't actually have cable. We had like, the basic and the travel channel. Was the travel channel or the I guess it was the travel channel. Anyway, it was whatever Ghost Adventures was on.
I don't like those shows, y'all.
So, and it would be like always a marathon. And so Zach Baggins, he's like a frat boy with a video camera, basically.
Is that the guy on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the one who's always, come at me, ghost, come at me.
I think that might have been the one I watched about the Sorrel Weed House. When it was like, I think it was
they did Moon River.
Adventures.
Yeah, Ghost Adventures.
I think it was them because it was two guys and like, for the first 2 minutes of the show, they told the ghost story, and the rest of the show was like two guys going, dude, something just touched my arm. I swear to God, something just touched my arm. Oh my God, did that door move by itself? Holy crap, dude, that door just moved by itself.
So that sounds like them.
I was like, I want that 40 minutes of my life back.
I watched the one with Moon River, and Zach, like, it was back when the beer garden was a hole in the ground.
Right.
And he was down there and they were telling the story. It was really intense. And he's getting into the like area down below and a cat jumped out at him. I mean, almost peed himself. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
But so, my roommates and I would always like drink wine and watch Ghost Adventures at like 2:00 in the morning. And it was hilarious.
Yes, I can't.
And like we couldn't take it seriously. Well, Jamie caught wind of this, and he said he was going to Moon River to assist with the filming of the Ghost Adventures.
Of course,
like,
as one does.
He was like, "Why don't you come down and I'll introduce you?" And I was like, "Okay." So I go down to Moon River. I'm having a beer.
That's awesome.
And they all come downstairs, and he's like, "This is Adriana. She's a big fan of your show. She is the biggest fan I know." And I just...
Did you get some that night?
Did
you hook up? Did it happen?
But Zach was exactly like he is on the show in person. He is not acting. He's not acting one little bit.
I remember watching that show and they just kept doing that. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. It's like annoyed. Who's here?
Oh, Marvel. Adriana's sitting in the corner sweating while the other side of the screen is a burning candle. No, it's fine.
I don't have my air conditioning on here.
It
actually has cooled off here in Savannah, and I'm poor, and I'm trying to save some money. And so
and I brought a fan for that reason.
And I do have my ceiling fan on, but I was like, maybe the lights won't make it too hot, but I was so wrong. So yeah, she's over here on her fainting couch. Oh, that's what I was like. I see blue, but the only person with blue is Becca. Hey, girl. Adriana, Becca, who is our mod in the chat tonight, she used to do ghost tours as well in Savannah. Becca, we were talking before you got here about our Halloween live stream. So on Wednesday, October 30th in the evening, if you don't have anything to do, we would love you to mod the chat. Because we're going to do an AMA so people can ask me anything. And there's some like sick people out there. I mean, we've gotten some crazy comments before. I've even gotten death threats. So, hey, how about we have a moderator for the AMA?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, let's do that. That's my favorite. Brittany's here. Hey, Britt. Oh, and now that Brittany's here, that reminds me, have you seen Norwood lately?
I don't want to talk about it.
I know. Speaking of ghosts, there's going to be ghosts out there.
I've got a really big issue with my horse being underneath of a house.
Oh, God. Yes, I drove by there the other day. It was actually when I went to go pick up the book. And I ended up driving by Norwood, and I wasn't expecting it. And I drove by. This is the stable where we all used to ride, me and Adriana and Brittany. And where I got Sunny. That's where I met my horse Sunny and took lessons from Adriana on him. So I drove by, and I wasn't even thinking, hey, I'm about to drive by Norwood, but it was so shocking to see the whole cleared area that I was like, like gasping, sucked all the air out of my car. Oh my God. It was insane looking.
I do wish I could have gotten my horse's
sad.
bones.
I thought about it. I thought about going in and being like, I need to go find a horse skull and just tell Adriana it's hers, like whatever it is. It's Arcadia. I found her. Oh, Britt, your mare is seeing the vet tomorrow. What's wrong with her now? Absolutely. The crazies come out on Halloween. They would unbuckle my straitjacket for the night. I know. We need you, since you're the only, takes one to know one, so we're going to need you on mod duty. Marvel says, I'm moving very soon. Once we move, depending on the house, going to get horses and have them in the backyard or lease a horse, somebody else's barn. Always recommend leasing first. And then if you fall in love with the horse, you can probably buy it and bring it to your backyard, but lease first. It's like, I wish you could lease men before you marry them. Maybe that's what the engagement is.
I was going to say, that's what dating is.
I don't know.
Dating's like
taking lessons, though. It's like going and riding occasionally. It's going for the occasional trail ride. This is going in a place I don't think we should go. Oh, honey. So yes, Becca, we were talking about whether or not you believe in ghosts. So you used to do ghost tours and tell ghost stories. You've heard a lot of my ghost stories. So just asking in the chat here, are you a believer? A ghostly believer? And Britt says she keeps slipping in the canter, wrong lead, her back hurts. Aw. So Becca is a believer. Adriana's a believer. Michelle is not a believer.
I will say, so, and this may have been something totally silly. So, Do you remember my studio? I don't know if we were friends at that point. So I had a studio. Well, I didn't know you.
I was like, we weren't friends. Oh my God.
So my old studio was in this old Sunday school building, and it was over on Bull Street, right across from what is now the old Bank of America.
Okay.
I don't remember what the church was, but anyway,
that's adorable.
It was this room, this old Sunday school.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, Chris, was helping me move some stuff, or we had to stop by the studio to get something or something. And he starts messing around and like playing on the elevator and like jumping up and down, like not real heavy, but enough to just like. And then all of a sudden he just got really quiet. And I was like, what's up? And he just wouldn't talk to me. And we got out of there. He was like, you have got a ghost in there. And he said, it's an old man. And he is very no nonsense. He likes you, but he does not like me. And he does not like me messing around. He didn't like me playing around like that.
That's funny.
He wouldn't go back to my studio. Well, probably about a year later.
Yeah.
Josh went with me to the studio. And this is when we first started
dating. Did I just make a face? I'm sorry!
I'm not.
I didn't mean it. That was totally involuntary.
So this is when we first started.
Adriana's ex. Sorry. My feelings came out of my face for a second. That happens to me a lot. Continue talking about Josh.
So we get there and he wasn't even messing around, but we got into my studio and he was like, there's somebody here, and he said it's an old man, he doesn't like me and he likes you, like he's very protective over you and he's not going to come into your studio, but in the hallways, he doesn't like me. So it was basically almost the same thing that Chris said. Now they are friends, but I don't know. I tell that story on tour sometimes too.
Okay, I hear you, boo. Do I even have anything left in this waterproof? I need new stuff. I need new oil before I run to the kitchen for the olive oil. Oh yeah, that's sad.
Oh.
It's sad. That's
it's like that time that I opened up the.
Oh yeah, this is what happens when you're not really good with your Tack. Wait, is that?
Oh, it's my hair.
It's one of the shiny pieces.
Yeah.
Will it still waterproof? I wonder if I can still get something out of this. I'm gonna work it, y'all. I'm gonna work that last corner.
Oh, this waterproofs.
Now, Becca was saying that the ghost tours were her favorite part of doing tours. I have to say they're my least favorite. I like the history better.
I prefer, private tours in general.
Well, yeah.
But I really liked pub crawls over anything else.
Really? Why?
Because I'd give the story and I'd give the tour and then I'd end with a good toast.
Yeah.
And it was always fun.
Okay. All right. I accept that. They were never my favorites to do. I think this is just like putting some of this. This looks gross too. That doesn't look healthy in any way.
Not.
I'm judging myself. If anyone is out there and watching this and judging me, you're not alone. And yet, here I go in again to get some more.
This is apparently waterproofing too. I mean, it's got like dirt in it.
I need more stuff. I need new stuff. I need sponsors.
Me too.
I need some Tack cleaning sponsors to give me some Tack cleaning stuff. And then, it's like all coming off on me. Okay, ew. Why? Why am I like this? I ask myself that at least once a day. Why am I like this? Now, I have believed in ghosts before. I spent most of my life believing in ghosts and spirits. I had a a years-long pagan phase where I believed I was communicating with my ancestors when I would do things, and it was very meaningful for me, but I have a different perspective on those experiences now. But I have had those experiences, so I don't want people to think that I'm coming from a place of never having believed it. I understand the belief. I understand it. Okay. What time is it? 10:37. It's almost time for me to ask what time it is. Okay. I am almost done with my boots. I'm about to knock over my oil. I have no more leather stuff in my saddles making noise. Becca's saying Bull Street apartment. You can ask Autumn to confirm, but the cabinets and fridge would open and close at random. You could hear someone walking in the living room. Okay. I mean, to me, that could be explained by just old house. But, you know. Oh, and Marvel was saying one of the horses at the bar got colic, but he came through it. That's good. That's always good. We don't want to hear the C word unless the next sentence is.
Yeah.
Look at you. You're just glistening. You don't need highlighter before you come over. I thought it would be cool enough today. It's like 70 degrees outside right now. It was
beautiful outside. Oh, my goodness.
It is.
I was actually, I don't want to say I was happy to be at work because, it's work.
Right.
But it was pleasant to be at work today.
So when you do ghost tours, are you doing stuff? Do you make things up, or do you like embellish things, or are you really strict on keeping it close to historical details?
I don't like to blatantly make things up. I will embellish on some things.
Mm-hmm. I've done that.
I like to kind of be vague with things sometimes. So somebody isn't coming back saying, well, that's not, that's completely wrong. But it's hard to say, because
I don't tell. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you can say, well, people say.
Right.
Because
some people believe.
I said.
Right, exactly.
I just said. So people do say.
Right. I've done that before. Some people believe, blah, blah, blah. I always used to joke that, like, this was when I was heavily pagan too. Like, when I first started doing tours, there was one other driver in the barn who did not believe in ghosts either.
Yeah.
And we were both pagan, but we just joked that we probably, like, it was the pagans in the barn, ironically, that gave the worst ghost tours, because we wouldn't tell what I call, there's two different types of stories I hear tour guides downtown talking about. One is what I call campfire tales. And then the man with the hook murdered all the people on the tour. Yeah. And then the other I call 7th grade slumber party stories. And the next night, the image in the mirror was even closer. You know, those kind of things, right? Where it's like, okay, it sounds like every other story you've ever heard. And it's like, you know, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Yes, yes. So we don't tell those kind of stories. We would tell stories that are pretty much the history of the place. And then the ending of the story is, and then they died. And they're supposed to still be there. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, here's the story of Nathaniel Green. And then he died. His ghost is supposed to be here.
That's one of my favorite stories.
I know, I love that one.
Because inevitably, you'll wait and be like, a breeze picked up when they buried him there. And all the Spanish moths died and fell from the trees.
When you do, there is the story of General Nathaniel Green in Savannah. This is like the largest and oldest of Savannah's historic squares. And one of our Revolutionary War heroes, American Revolution heroes, is buried here. And there's very little Spanish moss growing in there. And there's like a wind that always blows through. So every time I would do it is like when you come on Bryan Street from the Pink House going over to Johnson Square, as soon as you cross over Drayton, the breeze hits you in the face on the carriage. So as I'm crossing over Drayton, I would turn to my people and I always say, there's always a breeze in Johnson Square. And then we get hit in the face with it. And everyone's like, but it's like, it never fails.
Yeah.
So I would like tell them as we're leaving the Pink House, I'm like, all right, the next square is Johnson Square. And I've got a really great story for that. So we pass it over, you know. I go, there's always a breeze in Johnson Square.
That's good because I always have to like kind of slow the horse or horses down.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling that, and at the end of the story I tell, and a breeze picked up.
Oh.
And then I have to like kind of fill in at the end.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I like doing it when you first come into the square like that. It's also there's only been one time that I didn't get a breeze on cue, and that was the time it was just about to rain, and so I think that really messed with like the wind patterns downtown or something. But like it literally was just about to pour down rain.
That's right.
And that's the only I didn't get to do my next tour because, but that's the only time that General Green has ever not given me a breeze in Johnson Square. So bless him. Raise my glass to you, Nate Dogg. Somebody told me my hit tour sounds like drunk history episodes. And I was like, that's kind of sweet.
That's one of the biggest compliments that
and I'm not even drunk. Y'all, all right, I think I have to throw this out. I'm almost out of my mink oil as well. I need some new tack cleaning stuff, y'all. So I don't believe in ghosts, but I admit there's a possibility that there could be ghosts. And you believe in ghosts, but you admit there's a possibility there could be ghosts.
Yeah.
So it's like a yin-yang. I'm going for a yin-yang here. A kind of an idea.
I believe, but I'm skeptical.
Yes. I do like to know.
I mean, that's kind of how I am with like everything. Like, you know, gravity.
Yeah. I found this belt when I was cleaning stuff, and I don't even know if it fits me right now. Oh, and it does. Yay! I have a belt. And I just smacked Adriana with it. You're bad. You're so naughty and bad. If Rob's still watching, he's like, screen record. Okay. Oh, heck, gotta go. Aw. Yeah, I need some more leather cleaner. So, what was we didn't have a whole many people. A whole many?
You don't need it right now. Okay.
No, Brittany was saying she needed more leather stuff for her saddle. We didn't have a whole lot of people sounding off in the comments except for Becca and Hannah. Rob just thinks that ghosts believe in you. And yes, I totally just burped and didn't say excuse me. Deal with it. Okay.
Let's see.
So, okay, something I talked about finding faces, and I talked about finding patterns in things. One of the other things I wanted to talk about as a reason that I don't believe in ghosts is the human brain's not only ability but tendency to fill in your visual field with information that makes sense to you.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is if you see something that you don't quite understand, your brain may fill in the information. Like you have blind spots in your vision, but you don't see them because your brain literally fills in that information for you with what it expects to be there. And so you don't ever even notice. So I think there are times when there are visions that are seen that are something that I don't know what they are. Leaf blowing on the wind, a shadow of, a bird flying in front of a street light or something. Something happened. There's a, swirl of dust. But your brain didn't understand what it was. And so it filled in that information for you. But it creates, are you okay?
Yeah.
Your face. Like, it creates a visual image in your brain that looks real to you. It's a hallucination.
Yeah.
And it only lasts for a second, though, because it's not real. And your brain, when you turn and the blind spot is no longer there, your brain quickly realizes, oh, no, I was an idiot. And then that image disappears. So that, to me, is another explanation for how people are seeing, like, full-on ghosts in, like, uniforms and everything. And again, even with all of my explanations, infrasound, again, Google it, infrasound, hallucinations, the tendency of humans to perceive patterns and faces even when they're not there. To me, this is all indicative that most of the ghost experiences that we experience are. Oh, Johnny says, talking about schizophrenia. No, we're actually talking about ghosts. With Halloween coming up, hello, Johnny. Adriana and I are both ghost tour guides in Savannah, Georgia. So we're just talking about whether or not you believe in ghosts. That's all. So, but no, not schizophrenia. I'm not a believer. I don't believe in ghosts. Adriana does. And you don't have to believe in ghosts to tell stories about them.
Dude, okay, the thing you were talking about with if your brain doesn't understand something, it'll try and...
Yes. I forget what the phenomenon was called.
I feel, is that the thing where the natives were living on the island, they'd never seen boats, and then the boats came with the big white sails, and they thought it was clouds, or like they could only see clouds.
Right. I don't know. Yeah. Well, like when the natives in this country, in some tribes, I don't remember which ones they are, but when they first saw the Spanish explorers with their horses, when they first saw the horses, they had no name for horses.
Yeah.
So some tribes called them spirit dogs. Yeah. And some tribes thought
like
that. I know. Oh, isn't that great? They were spirit dogs. Yes. And then another thing is they thought that the animal and rider were one being, like a centaur.
Oh.
So they were either spirit dogs or centaurs.
Oh.
Which I think is fantastic. So Johnny Gooch believes in demons. Okay, well, there's a thing.
They're called ponies, okay?
The ponies, right, yes. We know demons all too well. They're ponies. Any horse under 14.2 hands. So demons, yeah, that's something totally. I guess that's not like ghosts. Ghosts would be like the disembodied spirits of dead human beings. Whereas I saw that. She's yawning behind her fan. I'm so boring to her. I'm gonna pop her right in the tooth.
So what about psychic impressions of something, like residual energy?
Right, I've thought about that before too. Like people think that's what creates like cold spots and stuff. And creates a space like whenever you walk through a certain place in a house, you feel like somebody's watching you, or you feel like somebody's right behind you. And that I've heard people say that's because in that spot, that was a thing that happened. Like somebody got murdered there, stabbed in the back. And so you're feeling what they felt at the very last moment of, oh my God, someone's right behind me. I've heard of that kind of thing before, but I don't know if energy really works that way.
Like,
see, what if there are other dimensions?
Oh.
Like now we're talking like something that could be like quantum science. Like if there are other realities, what if the things that we think are ghosts or spirits or supernatural are other people in other dimensions doing scientific experiments?
Yeah.
And then your brain, because it expects downtown Savannah to see a man in colonial attire, it fills it in as a human male in colonial attire rather than like some sort of strange creature or being from another dimension. What if it's beings from another dimension?
And what if like time is?
Johnny Gooch doesn't actually believe in demons. He just says they make for great movies. I read, there was a book series. I can't remember what it's called. Kim somebody is the author. But it was about this witch who ends up turning into a demon. It was really bizarre. Anyway.
Oh.
Kim Harrison?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
The author? I loved the whole series.
It's,
anyway, but there were demons in that. They should
I think
make
I've got a
movies out
couple
of
of those.
I love them. And if she's written a new one since I've read like, I don't know. It's been a year or two. I want to binge books like I do TV series.
Yeah.
So when I read all 7 books and they're like, the next one due out in, a year and a half, I'm like, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Like nerd rage intensifies. So I think at some point I got tired of waiting for her latest novel. I think it's Kim Harrison. And I can't remember what any of them are called.
Bibliography. The Hollows. The Hollows.
Is that it?
Dead Witch Walking.
Yes, Dead Witch Walking.
Yes,
That was, I think, the first book.
Because
like anything with witch or goddess in it, fine, I'm going to read it. I'm sold. Even if I end up hating it. There was another series somebody suggested. There was a couple of series people suggested to me that were like fantasy kind of stuff. Like even if I don't believe ghosts, I will read books about them and watch supernatural TV shows and stuff all day long. I love ghosts. I love witches. I love vampires. I love werewolves. I love all that cheesy crap. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love demons. I love all that stuff. But I don't like literally believe in them. Lady in Black strikes me as a Game of Thrones fan. Actually, I watched the first 2 seasons, and then I rage quit before they killed somebody I liked. Or somebody else I liked, I should say. I was like, I don't think I can handle Tyrion's death. And he ended up surviving the entire series.
Wait, I haven't finished it.
Stop. Uh-oh, spoilers.
I mean, I haven't, but I knew that.
Surely you've seen, like...
Spoilers?
Yes. By now, if you don't know.
I know. I totally know who lives and dies and sits on the throne and all that stuff.
The Ghost Whisperer? Do you know the Ghost Whisperer?
No.
That sounds familiar. Is that one of those like Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters kind of shows? I'm gonna have to look it up now. Ghost Whisperer. It sounds familiar.
There's the Ghost.
Maybe I'm just thinking of the Dog Whisperer.
The Ghost Brothers or something.
Somebody was talking about them recently.
They're, I don't know.
I swear to God, the legs on this wine are so fat. I don't know if you can see. It's like the trails down the sides as I drain it. It's insane. This wine has legs fatter than me. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Oh, she was in The Ghost Whisperer. Why does that sound familiar but not familiar? That sounds like something that somebody made up. And like a parody. Jennifer Love Hewitt stars in The Ghost Whisperer. Right?
Obviously, Johnny.
Imagine
Johnny
a world.
Gooch did.
Johnny Gooch. I love the word gooch. Oh my God. It's like my favorite thing. It's better than taint. It's way better.
Grundle.
Gooch is better than Grundle. Grundle just sounds like it's dirty and you need a bath.
Think of where it is.
Gooch sounds like it's fun. I don't know. And I don't know.
Well, what about
We've gone off the rails, haven't we?
Scariest Places on Earth with Shannon Doherty?
That's a show?
It was. In like the early 2000s.
That's ironic because Shannon Doherty, the scariest thing to me is how her eyes aren't even. Have you noticed how one of her eyes is like 3 inches above the other eye? Look at a picture of her. Like, look on your phone right now. Go, and you won't ever be able to unsee it again. I know. I'm so nice. She's got like one of her eyes is like.
Oh my!
See, you can't stop seeing it now.
Wow!
Every picture, it's so obvious.
I mean,
the asymmetry.
Like everybody's got asymmetrical features,
yes, but no, she's no. Bless her. Well, bless her heart right now. Yes. Who is this? Oh, we're talking about Shannon Doherty. Unless you mean who is this? My name's Michelle, and this is Adriana, and this is our goofy YouTube channel.
Wow, that's
you can't stop seeing it now.
She's had some work.
Well, to be fair, like, she's my age. So a lot of actresses my age have had some work. They've had the nose done. They've had the cheek implants. They've had the eyes done. They have those lip fillers so they can look like Kylie Jenner. Me, I'm going to just let it all age out naturally.
Yeah, I think she'd look a lot better if she did. Okay, so now, I've seen Tom Cruise's teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Main print teeth.
Yes.
Yeah. In the
I kind of like that, though. I love crooked teeth. I think they're hot. We're way off the ghost subject now, but I just think crooked teeth are so hot. When people have unusual teeth, I'm like, can I stare at you? Will you smile at me, please? I'm weird. I don't know.
Now I can't unsee Tom Cruise's teeth now.
Now you're looking at his middle tooth.
I've seen it before, but now I can't unsee it again. It's just
Tom Cruise.
And it's like bigger than the rest of them.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just noticed the chat on the screen is a little bit faster than the chat on my phone.
Oh, because we're watching.
My word, Michelle.
We're watching in.
I'm watching on
there's
the
a lag
here. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what anyone's gonna do with me, Becca. I'm trying to do nice things with myself. I had therapy today.
Yay!
It was nice. I love my therapist. She's great. All right. Speaking of therapy,
I'm back on medicine as of today. So yay!
So Adriana and I are dealing with our issues. So see more asymmetry. Still tappable. Hey, I'm not gonna lie with you. I didn't say she wasn't pretty.
No.
I just said it was noticeable. I'm all about some asymmetry. Like when I see asymmetrical people, I'm like, I kind of like that.
Yeah, now I'm like looking at my face. I'm sure I'm asymmetrical in some way.
I don't realize how much I am until I see like a reverse picture of me, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. There's an app that will take your face and divide it, and then like mirror it, so you get one face that's the double of one side and one face, and it looks like two different people.
Oh, now I want to see.
It's insane. And when I do that with my face, I really do have two different sides. So Johnny Gooch, I feel like I have more I'm pretty asymmetrical too. What is that app? I don't know. I saw a Facebook friend do it the other day because I was like looking at these two pictures of this person I know, and I'm like, huh? What am I even looking at? And then I finally realized it was two mirror images, one of one side of her face and one of the other.
I mean, I could totally do that in the Procreate or the.
Yeah. It needs to be like a straight on picture though, otherwise it's gonna look fonky.
It's not called Grindr.
Grindr. Nice try, Johnny. Nice try. Asymmetry is not necessarily a deal breaker for tappability. No. I would say not for living people or for ghosts.
Yeah.
Are there any sexy ghosts in Savannah? Do we have sexy ghosts? I mean, we have party ghosts, and we have love ghosts, and we have wronged ghosts and revenge ghosts.
Poor Molly.
Yeah.
Sexy ghosts.
But like, I'm trying to think, do we have some sexy ghosts? Do we have any thirst trap ghosts in Savannah?
I mean, there's James Haversham who keeps trying to, but that's more of a revenge thing. Lock women in the bathroom.
Yeah.
A little creepy.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he is a little creepy. There's a ghost in Savannah who's supposed to lock people in bathrooms. Women in bathrooms. Nice. Nice, Mr. Haversham. So, King Henry is a sex symbol. Hang on. Oh, I'm going to show that. We're not going to hide. Sometimes this chat is like, it wants to hide things. And I'm like, why would you want to hide? Henry of the New York Rangers is a sex symbol. Maybe Johnny Cash. We give up on English. We give up on English too. I've had like a glass and a half of wine right now, and I'm feeling like really great. My tongue is like feeling bigger than it usually should be. It's like taking up more of my mouth than it should. I think that's how my speech gets slurred.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's almost time to stop it. It's 10:59. We need to stop anyway. Funny enough, alcohol improves my speech. Girl, nice. It doesn't me. That's how I know. Like, I won't feel drunk, but I'll trip over my tongue, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's starting.
See, I do that. I was doing that all day. I was I literally had to stop my tour, and I was like, guys, hang on. I'm just gonna start over here. And I've totally done that. Some people do not appreciate that. I got a negative review on. Yeah, it was like this. No. It was obvious this girl had just memorized stories, and she stopped in the middle of a story one time and was like, "No, I lied. That's something completely different." And at least I told them, because I was trying to repeat a story that I already told.
Oh my god, a negative review would kill me. I would be dead. No, I can't.
I got a review one time when I was doing pub crawls. They were like, she was 3 sheets to the wind when she showed up. And I was like, no. I had to yell over the people in the tour who, it was like...
Drunk people are something.
It was their first time in the big city.
Oh, bless them.
They were from Vidalia.
Vidalia! Oh my god!
Or Valdosta. I couldn't remember.
Hey, Vidalia or Valdosta, it's like
so, tomato.
Right, yeah. Half a dozen of the
One's got roller coasters.
It's like deep country. It's MAGA hat country.
Yeah. So, and it was just this horrible negative view, and I was like, judgment. Maybe if you'd shut up, then I could have.
I don't know.
Not. So
yes, Becca, we are going to have to go. She's like, say goodnight, ladies. Yes, we're going to have to go. Okay. Thank you to everyone who has contributed in our discussion, including new guy, Johnny Gooch. Gooch being one of my favorite words. I can't help it. I'm a child. And thank you, Becca, for showing up. Next week, we're going to have another crafting live stream, and then another tag chat, and then our amazing Halloween one, because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you enjoyed what you saw tonight and you know some nerdy equestrians, let them know about the channel. Shoved out the door by Bex. Yes, Rebecca will tell you exactly what you're doing wrong and what you need to improve. She's not shy. Excuse me. And yes, Becca, I will message you about maybe moderating the discussion on the October 30th live stream. So there you go. So I forgot to stream my mad ad. Johnny trying to sit it. Y'all, all right, be nice. All right, so we will be back next week. Thank you for everyone who contributed to our discussion about whether or not ghosts actually exist. And I hope you enjoyed the Halloween themed discussion. And we'll see you guys next time. Is that it? Do you have anything else to add? No? Thank you, guys. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.